Hey, welcome back to Professional Caregiving. My name is Catherine, and on this channel we talk all things taking care of people and why it's so important, how we can do it better, and how we can share what we know with other people. So today we're going to talk about, say you just started a new job with an infant or you're looking to work with infants. You are not really sure how you can build trust with a baby, how you can build a relationship with a really young child, and you really want to come out of the gate strong. I have some tips here to help you, and I'm really excited to share them with you. So all of these tips, if you remember only one thing from this video, all of these tips involve predictability. It's important with infants, we're talking children under 1 year of age, it's important that you act predictably. So, all of these tips are going to involve that because children of this age crave it. Everything is new to them. Everything is changing and different and sometimes frightening. And they are looking for a consistent person that they can look to for information and safety in this crazy new world that they live in. So I'm going to be looking off at my notes, and you're probably seeing my dogs wandering around in the background. But one key piece is before you move toward a baby, generally you want to say something. Really young children don't often understand the meaning of what you're saying, but a lot of times they do understand that when you speak calmly to them in a gentle voice, that you're telling them something is about to happen. So before you go reaching on to pick up a baby or change a diaper, say exactly that. At some point, they will begin to understand what it is you're saying. But from the very beginning, they will hear that as a cue that something is coming. And it's a lot less frightening if you know something is coming. So piggybacking off of that, number 2 is try not to move from behind a baby. When babies are really, really young, they don't have the idea of object permanence. So when you reach over a really young baby from behind and they don't see your whole body, it's just an arm. They have no idea that the rest of your body is attached to that arm. And that would scare me. That would scare me a lot. So try, if you're going to pick up a baby, unless it's a matter of safety and it's urgent that you must pick up this baby, try coming around to the front of the baby, making sure that they see you coming. Move in a way that's predictable so that they can see your whole self coming. They know a person is coming toward them. And that's really important. That kind of object permanence thing tapers off the older they get, and it becomes a little less important. But generally, when you take care of people, you want to be reaching from the front of them anyway. It would be really uncomfortable to be taken care of and someone's feeding you from behind. It feels disconnected, it feels awkward. So just try to interact facing your little dude. So number 3 is to move confidently. So people who work with infants, the very first time they pick up a baby, or even if you're not working with infants, the very first time you pick up a baby, they look very fragile, right? It's kind of scary. So you pick up the baby and you're like, oh, I don't know. But babies crave confident movement. So when you pick up a baby, if you feel nervous, if you're giving nervous vibes to the baby and you're like, I don't know, should I put his arm here? I might hurt him. If you're awkward and tentative about it, oftentimes that's more dangerous, which surprises people, but it also frightens babies. They like to be tightly swaddled a lot of times. They like to be held close, and they really like to know where it is they're going. So if you are not moving confidently, they are not confident in the movement. And this confidence in your predictability is key to building that trust with the baby. So try to stay as confident as you can. You want to be gentle and you want to be calm, but you want to move confidently. So there's a balance between wanting to be gentle and acting like the baby is so fragile that you're terrified that something is going to happen. So move confidently, move carefully, and that will give your baby a little bit more trust in what you're doing and helps them to attach to you. Number 4 is beyond critical, is having a predictable schedule. Show up regularly. Sometimes in the world of caregiving, people have punctuality problems and difficulty getting to work. And there are reasons for that, and that's totally fine. If you're going through a really rocky time in your life, often working with infants is just not a good idea, because these are the foundations. These first 3 years are the foundation for their attachment for the rest of their lives. They want their caregiver to be consistent and predictable. Again, that word predictability. You want to be there as often as you can, as predictably as you can, and you want to have few other people having to come in and substitute for you. This is especially critical in daycare centers where you have several children, but you also have caregivers popping in and out and in and out. So the more often you can be a stable, predictable force in that child's life, the more that they will trust you, the more that they will attach to you, and that is trust and relationship building with infants. That's how you build relationships with them. You're there consistently. You move predictably. You are a predictable person. That is what infants want. And the 5th and final thing is okay, so I hesitate because there's a myth that you can spoil infants. It's not true. You cannot spoil a baby by picking them up and holding them as soon as they begin crying. It's not true. There's no evidence that you can spoil an infant. So number 5 is to make sure that a child's needs are met immediately, ideally before they even recognize that something is amiss. So before they even give you those end cues, you say, I'm pretty sure you're hungry. And so you have that bottle ready and waiting, and you are predicting what's going to happen. So again, you're predictable. When they show you a cue, you respond. And that is trust building for an infant. That is how you communicate together. If they communicate to you and you respond by meeting that need, you are building that relationship, you're building that trust. So you want to act predictably. You want to make sure that when they give you those cues, you're responding to them. When they say, I want to be held, which they're not going to say, but they'll cry or they'll fuss, and you hold them and you let them know, I'm here, I'm predictable, I'm secure, and we're here together, and your needs are important to me. This is the foundation for building trust with infants. And so I hope that was helpful. And if you are new to the world of working with infants and you just got a job in this area, congratulations. If you've been around for a while and you have other tips on building relationships and trust with infants, I would love to hear them, and I know other people would. So definitely interact with us and let us know what you think. And if you got a new job, congratulations. And we're so glad to have you here with us. Thank you for spending your time here with us. So I will see you all next week. Bye.